You're going to hear me say that all day today. Okay. It's Friday, Minnie, correct?
Yes.
Big D, what time is it?
Noon.
And that means it's
Festool.
Festool Live. Minnie has me live on her phone. Oh, hey, that was kind of cool. Was that this episode?
That was this episode.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I know we have a lot of ground to cover today. I want to introduce the room really quick. Hey, over here we have Big D.
Hey, everybody.
Behind the camera, we have Chris, the unit Cybert. On the board, we have Minnie, known as Min Min.
Hey, everybody.
On the line, we have Brent answering all your questions. And I got to ask you for your patience today. And when I say that, I have a lot of ground to cover. And the patience is going to be twofold. One, I will get to probably everything that you ask. But there's some stuff I'm not going to get to because that's next week's episode. I wanted to break it up because it can be very overwhelming what I'm going to cover today. I think a lot of you know, we announced it last week. I'm going to cover the sustainer saw, the CSC 50. Okay, CIS 50. I always make a mistake on this. Now, I have been dying to do this first episode since way back when. I say way back when? Last year. But we debuted it to some influencers here, and we were using it during our build-off on February. And I think it was February 8th or 9th, okay? Then we started showing this, and we did a show in Providence, Rhode Island. The reactions were phenomenal. I couldn't really talk too much about the cost or when it was coming out. I just heard it in my sleep when I woke up that night, how much and when. Okay, I know now. Okay. Also, we did it we had an on-the-road new product roadshow on the road. We did it in LA at Cerritos College, which was a wonderful venue. We also did it I did in Austin, Texas, and then the other gang took it up to Toronto at George Brown. The reaction has been overwhelming. I've probably done this demo probably 1,000 times. And that was just at JLC in Providence. I'm so excited. Now, everybody I met this year on the road with the sustainer saw, I have an answer to your question. September 6th, 2023. It is 2023, right?
Yes.
And September's next month, right? The 6th? Mm-hmm. I mixed it up. I got home and my wife said, hey, it's August 11th, not April 11th. I'm, oh boy, I'm really good with dates. Okay, I get it. Now, I also want to call somebody out today. His name is Travis Jesse. I know you're watching. You're having a watch party at Dayton Woodcraft. And I heard from the grapevine that you and Dirt from Dayton went out and had grub or going tonight. And you better have had wingies. And you better have pictures, guys. Dayton Woodcraft's having a watch party for the sustainer saw. Guys, maybe someday I'll get to see ya, okay? Have fun with this. Travis will answer all your questions. Also, I have to announce this before we get going. We have this demo experience. All our sales managers across the US and Canada have what we call the Festool experience. Lucy put it on our IG channel yesterday. All the dates are out there. We're coming to a town near you or a dealer near you to demonstrate all kinds of new tools and all our tools, or the majority of our tools. You can see the dates for all the different regions in the US on IG and also at Festool_USA, okay, on our IG channel, and also festoolusa.com. Also, I just got an email. We have a newsletter called CIS Notes. Came out this morning at 11 a.m. If you want to sign up for the CIS Notes, go to festoolusa.com/newsletter, but you can also sign up on one of the tabs, okay? I want to call that out because a lot of people go, when can I see this in person? We have them at dealers now. You'll be able to pre-order them now online and also at your local dealer. Okay? So here we go. I can finally talk about it again. Okay, so when we were doing these demos, I got tons of questions. And I'm going to keep saying be patient with me because it's a package Okay, when I say it's a package. I learned early on, I had this sitting in my, last fall, sitting in my garage, and I was getting used to it. I was putting a lot of time on it. And Marianne, my wife, walked in, and I know she's probably watching right now, and she says, what's that? And I go, see that? It's my table saw in a sustainer. She goes, no way. I end up doing a 45-minute demonstration for my wife on a Sunday afternoon in the garage, and she was blown away. So I kind of knew going out there what people should expect. Now, you We're back?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, so one of the top questions, where did I leave off? Do you know?
Top questions, what's in it?
Okay, so one of the top questions we got is how much does it weigh? Okay, without batteries in the sustainer, it weighs 44 pounds. Think about if I had batteries on it right now, okay, it doesn't come with batteries on it. Okay, you should get this. If you don't have 18-volt batteries now, this is called the energy set. We have a package of it together with this. Okay, if you open it up, it has a new Festool Duo charger. Okay, where you can charge them simultaneously, and it comes with either energy set with 5.2s or 4.0s, and I have the 5.2s in here, and these are the ones I'll be using, and they're Bluetooth. Okay, good. So maybe that'll answer a question for you. Next, the stand. We have a package with the stand, and everybody's announcing the cost on this. In the U.S., it's $1,999. Is it 99 cents? No. Okay, it's $2K. All right. And that was a shocker because everybody was saying, oh my God, it has to come with the stand. Well, yes, this is the stand, but it's also the dolly, and it comes with the strap, okay? With the energy set in the stand, it's still $2K. So those were the top two questions, when and how much. And everybody laughs at me. I always say I was blown away, but I was when I saw that price, because everybody out there I was talking to in all those places, okay, was saying, oh, what is it going to come out, 4,000, 4,500? I go, I don't know. And like I said, okay, so I am talking about the stand right now, aren't I, Sedge? Yes. Okay, so I just pushed these green tabs. Okay, I unfolded the legs. Right here, you have these stabilizers. Those you have to put on. You're also going to notice this right here. These are two legs as well. So you could actually lay this down on the floor, and it's the height of the wheels. Okay, so you can work from the floor if you want. Also, just like our MFTs, it has one adjustable leg. Okay, so you can have that. Now, I always do it like this. I want to make sure I set it up just like this. What's nice about this bracket right here, or foot I should call it, it's pretty simple. You could take it and take it like this. There we go, Sedge, good job. And fold it forward. See these little stabilizers here? You can push them in, and now I have a work surface right here if I want. So it's nice. But I will bring it back up like this, lock it in, and what's nice is this is my outfeed table now for my saw. You're going to notice these little circles right here. See them all? Okay. when I'm cross-cutting as something of length, this will support my stock, but I'll be ripping today and doing short cross-cuts. So I'm gonna use these. Chris, make sure we get this. See these little brackets? This help me align the saw. So I'm gonna grab this, and this is another great thing about the Generation 3 Sustainer, okay? Is I can take it like this, and right here, what do I have? I have another handle, so I can pick it up like this, okay? And I can put it on, and Chris, I'm gonna have you come over here, this side. And right here, you have these little pods here, the little half circles. That's what falls in these circles right here. So I'm gonna take it like this, and I know by using this a few times, okay, that the T-lock here, all right, is where my digital readout is here. This is the front of the saw. I'm just gonna drop this tab, and I'm gonna grab my rolling stool here so I can have it next to me. And I'm gonna have Chris come over here. Now this is what blows everybody away when I do this. Everything you have is stored right here in the, as I call it, the hood. And maybe, Big D, I don't know if you want to switch cameras, no? Okay, so check it out. Everything is stored right inside. I will go through this and I will do a basic setup today. Calibrations are next week. It comes with a bag. I'm gonna hook it up to the CSC MIDI, because I wanna cut anywhere, right? It's all cordless. Rip fence, guard, splitter, riving knife. I have blade storage here. I have my miter gauge here, and I'm gonna pop everything out as I set it up. Okay, let's get the batteries in. So, 5.2, 4.0 amp hour. Okay. What else can I add? Oh, we had 6.2s out there. The only batteries that won't work on it are the 3.1s, and I found that out the hard way because I have 3.1 compact batteries at home. All right, now Bluetooth, does it have to be Bluetooth? If you have other 18-volt batteries, they don't have to be Bluetooth, you can work it, but then you have to, if you have a, well, you probably have Bluetooth batteries if you have a CTC MIDI, but if you don't, yeah, you don't have to use, they have to be 4.0 and above. Hopefully that answered the question. I think many of you had heard that earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 4.0 and above. They slide on like this. I'm gonna put that on like that. Now, this one, I should slide right in like this. And Chris, you're probably laughing at me because I usually fumble trying to put that one on. I have to go with my right hand. Okay. And that's how you turn it on. Now, if that's a thing I could talk about, okay, I will. Here's why I want to show you this. Look, I'm going to turn it off. See how there's a little hesitation right there? I was holding it in the beginning. You don't have to hold the button. It's just a quick on and off. Remember, this is a table saw. It's live. All right, so you got to be careful because it is now completely able to run. Okay, and what's important about that is if I go like this and have it on and turn it on, that blade's exposed. Like I said, there's a lot to this, so hang in there. Now, I'm gonna put on the guard. So, why do people do not like to use a guard? Because it's tough to put on and off, especially if you're gonna run a groove, or you're gonna do a quick multiple pass to create a notch or something like that. This will not take a dado stack. What it won't do is it won't have flesh sensing technology on it. It's cordless with saw stop technology. You need a ground. These are questions that we kept getting hammered with over the last few months. I always use a guard or try to. I'll admit, I used to hate using them back when I had my cabinet shop because it was really difficult to take on and off until I always had a splitter until I got a brand that I could pull and pull out and put back in. So when I saw this guard system, I was so impressed. I'm gonna try to get the right angle. Chris, you're gonna have to come over here. Okay, I'm a one-trick pony when it comes to this stuff. So we're gonna talk about all kinds of things, and I will put everything away. I'm just gonna clean it. Okay, right here, I don't know if the lighting is good, there's 2 little lines. And what I do is I just use it as a quick reference. I take the guard and it's in.
Boom.
It's that easy. Now, to remove it, and I am gonna turn it on now. It's okay, stay right there, Chris.
Okay.
There's a little hole right here. And there's a little icon. Okay, this is in case you don't open the owner's manual. Okay, and I'll talk about that in a minute. To remove either the riving knife or the guard, it has to be in park position. Okay, Chris, follow me over here to the digital readout. We're gonna come right over here, and I have a digital readout. I'm just gonna do this really quick. I have it in park position, but if I didn't, and I'm just gonna take it right here really quick to a different position. There's 2 servo motors on here. One is for the angle and one is for the height. If it is in this position now, I bring it down to P. And that's what that icon said, that's park. Now I'm gonna hold the button, and I don't know if Chris can get this, but it's coming up and it's gonna stay at 30 millimeters in height. Hang in there, everybody in the US and Canada. Yes, you can put it into Imperial, and I'll show you that momentarily. The reason you put it in park is because when I take this 6mm wrench, which comes with it, I can go like this and remove the guard and riving knife combo. Right here is if I'm going to create a groove, I put this in because I can't create a groove in a board or a notch with a guard. I have to use the whole thing, and you'll see it sits ever so slightly below the top tooth. It's a 1.8 millimeter blade. Comes with a 42 tooth. Over here, there's 2 saws. It's 168 millimeter diameter. Okay, and guess what? 20 millimeter bore. 1.8, and guess what takes that? The new TS60 and the new TSV60 KEB. And guess what? That's getting released September 6th as well. And in 2 episodes, we're doing a Festool live on it. That's the new TSV60 that has the 2 blades on it. One's a scoring blade, one's a 168 millimeter blade. Oh my God, is it unbelievably? The cut, I cannot believe. It gives you a cut the quality of a $45,000 slider with a scorer. It's amazing, amazing. I think it's better, seriously. Okay, so that's how you change either the riving knife or the guard with the riving knife. It's that easy. So guess what? When we were doing this, everybody was watching it at the shows or the presentations and demos we were doing and going, man, I might use my guard again. Okay, because it's really easy to put on and off. Something's not easy to do, like dust extraction. People, tradespeople, everybody will probably not use it. I hate saying that, but it's the truth. So what I'm gonna do is I have my CTC. See, Chris, I'm setting this up.
You're doing really good.
I am doing good? I haven't forgotten anything yet, have I, Chris?
No, you haven't.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so I got my Bluetooth, the CTC MIDI, and I get my shtick together here. Comes with Bluetooth enabled. So if you have a Bluetooth battery, you can go like this with the remote and press this button. I'll make sure I have it on. Press this button right here. Okay, you're gonna see right there, it's blinking. So if I come over here and turn it on, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. The vac comes on automatically, so now I don't have to mess with it. I'm gonna put the dust extraction on here. Now, some of you may say, and you've heard us say this over the years, that you can up the dust extraction or make it more efficient if you put a 36 millimeter hose. It doesn't come with the fitting, but if you have a TS, for the last 5, 6, 7 years, it comes with one of these fittings. The new 60s come with a more gentle angle to it. But yes, if you have a TS 55. You got to put this on here. It does lock. You just got to be very patient. And if you're born with like 10 thumbs like I am, okay, but you can also leave it on there. You have to take it off to put the sustainer back on, okay? But it does work just like that. So I'm just gonna take this off because I am gonna pack it up and show you how everything goes back together. And I'm just gonna put the dust extraction on. Good. I'll set that right there. Hopefully I get everything covered that I set up today. And I'm not Russian, am I, Minnie? No, I'm actually French, Canadian. Hey, Chris, hey, I got a good one. Hey, that's pretty good. All right, not bad?
Not bad.
Okay, hey, not bad. Not bad. Oh, très bien, you see. Okay, watch. I'll put that in just like that. And someone says, boy, that's a small format. Come over here. See this tab right here? It releases a table. You have cross-cut capacity of 11 and a little over 11 inches. I mean, not cross-cut capacity, rip capacity. Okay, yeah, 11 inches. So let's rip. Whoop, 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 whoop. Right in here. Chris, come in here. Man, I'm gonna work him today, aren't I?
Yeah, it's fine.
See the green tab? That releases my rip fence. It goes on here just like this. It locks in just like this, but it also locks in and grips the back. Now I was waiting for this. And all the pros were coming up as soon as I locked it in, and this is one of the things everybody wanted to see out there. They went like this, because this is what I did. Okay, look, I went like this. That is one of the best locking systems I have seen that's come out. That locks on the back there. There is 0.0 deflection. Now, one of the things that people don't know is this comes towed at the factory. When I say towed, it's kicked out ever so slightly. If there's any adjustment you ever need, there's a little calibration screw here for that. If I need a stronger clamping force, I have a little hex right there. Okay, so it's pretty simple. It goes on like this. Your reed is from the fence right here. See this? So if I lock it in, I tighten this knob right here. I'm gonna cut something, let's just do a 2-inch rip. Okay, now everything comes set from the factory. Scales, fence. You know how when you get a piece of machinery, you have to do a lot of calibration? I will say this for everybody out there, except for the height and the angle, which I will do next week with you. I've had to calibrate 0.0 saw. I have accurate rips. I have the saw, this towed out absolutely perfect. Everything is right on. Now, I want to show you another feature of this fence. I used to have an old Unifence. We had, see the T-lock here? Yes, you can use it like that. It's a lower fence like this. It gives you more accessibility for certain cuts, but once again, the reed is right from here. So, really nice setup. Works like a champ. One of the things that people were noticing at the show, there's all kinds of labeling on here. There's a lot of P's. The P is for pack. Remember that? I showed you the P down here for pack, okay? We have that. I will show you as I put this away in a little while how it all goes back into that lid, or as I say, under the hood. So I'm gonna bring it out like this. I'm gonna set it up like this. I'll do a 2-inch rip. Now, one of the things I have coached people with table saws over the years, this is so important, is always before you turn it on, any table saw, you always have your push stick right here. Remember, it's the little things with Festool. Check this out. Look, right here. It's always right, easy access. The push stick is right here, okay? And never leave anything between the blade, the guide, and the fence. Okay, so, oh my goodness, I haven't even talked about the basics of the digital readout. Woo! Man, there's so much to this saw, everybody. All right, so I'm gonna turn it off. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back on. The reason I'm doing this, I want you to see, when you get this, it's gonna pop up, world's greatest power tool company, the serial number, okay? I'm going to do this. See this button? I'll call this my go button. I'm gonna, okay, wow, that calls up the menu, a double click. I could close the menu. I could choose my speeds, okay? Whether I'm cutting, I always leave it at 6 with wood, but if I'm cutting plastics, yes, there's a plastic cutting blade. I've gone over that before. I'll turn it down to about 3. Or also, if I get paid by the job, or I could slow it way down here at 4,500 if I get paid by the hour. No. Never mind, okay? And I'm gonna leave it at that. Next week, I will go over the menu for this, the saw blade change, how to calibrate the height. Oh my God, by the way, it's so easy. I know you can do it, okay? Calibrating the angle, it's pathetically easy. Reference drive, okay, right here. I thought this, you have the owner's manual and a quick guide on there. And you see, always look at the green line. I don't want to go through the quick guide with you, okay? But check out the units. Everybody, another one question is, I use imperial. Okay, so you can go like this and change it to inch. And it's pretty easy. I'm going to go to metric again. I can reset everything to factory settings, machine info, it has software version 7, serial number, model number, and actually the type design. Okay, now, this was cool, because I'm very inquisitive. Check it out, languages, check this out. I had to count, look at all the languages. This is amazing. So I counted, yes, one of the first things I did at home. It is in 22, at this time, 22 different languages. Hey, Minnie, I only speak 15, right?
Yes.
So I gotta learn what, about 7 more?
Yes.
Okay, good. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, so. I want to change the height. Oh, look, tells me my battery load, which is really nice as well. Okay, I want to change my height. See these 2 green buttons? I'll go like this. And now, hey, you know what? Say I want to bring it up to about 34.5 millimeters. If I press the button, now I can go, and you hear it clicking. I don't know if we can hear that on my mic, but it's clicking. And it goes incrementally. Now I want to change the angle. Okay, I know because I calibrated this a long time ago, but I have stepped through calibrations with people on this. It holds its angle. Okay, I want to go to 22. Okay, now watch the blade. Chris, come up here so you can see this. As I change it, the servo motor that does the angle is changing. I want to do a 22, and watch, 0.5. And yes, I could cut perfect 22.5 angles with it. So I'm gonna go back here. I don't wanna hold the preload. I can go through some of this tomorrow. I mean, next Friday. Minnie, you're not coming in tomorrow, are you?
No.
Okay, so we'll do a quick rip here in a moment. But I want to do a typical one where I want to cut a 34 millimeter in height and -10, because it goes to -10 or -10. So Chris, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the button. That's all I have to do. Hold the button and watch. It will set my height automatically and bring me, and look at this, -10 degrees. So one of the things I wanted to show everybody, and I showed this 1,000 times this year, okay, is what is one of the things out on the job site when I'm installing a kitchen, is I've already finished my filler strips, but I want to do a back bevel on them. And what I used to have to do with my other table saws is either switch the fence because it was right tilting, I couldn't get a -degree on there. Now I could cut with my finish up. And if you've installed kitchens and you would bring in your strikes there that are already finished, this is a unbelievable application. So I'm just gonna take this piece, you know what, let me give you something a little bit better so I can show you. And I got it set at 2 inch right here. But I wanna show you what this is for. It's my outfeed table. So when I get about here, wait a minute, maybe I need a little bit more. So you may have this, you may have an MFT, you might have an MW1000, but remember with Festool, everything is basically the same height. I'm just gonna lock my STM in, and I'm going to make the cut. Pretty simple. So I have my push stick readily available. I'm just gonna pop it out. I'm gonna turn it on. And one of the other things that people notice, Big D, you can hear me, okay, is it's very quiet. But I'm going to rip that material down. The dust extraction is phenomenal. And I'm just going to take that, push it through. Now, Chris, come on back. I want to show you how quick this blade stops. 1, 2 seconds, the blade is stopped. And the dust extraction has a couple of seconds before it turns off. So I've encapsulated almost all that dust. And, oh my goodness. Check it out, Chris. Look. There's that filler strip already ripped. Sweet cut. Virtually saw blade free cut. I've been seeing a lot of videos out there.
My decibel sensor didn't go off.
See? On Big D's watch, iWatch, Apple Watch, his decibel level didn't even go off. His decibel meter. Okay, so I wanted to point that out. That's how you rip with the Sustainer saw. I think I'm covering everything. I'm going to bring it back to pack, which is 30 millimeters tall. Okay, now, remember I showed you this. I'll go back. I'll contradict myself. I'm going to bring it back here. Chris, come over here. Okay. So I'm going to take the units. Hey.
The unit?
I'm going to take it to I'm going to do it in inches. Now, this is kind of nice because a lot of people out there using this will go, let's just do this. I'll hit it, yep, inch, okay, I'll close, or if I don't hit close, it'll go back, but you'll see all my increments of measurement. So what I had it at 30, it's 1 3/16 inches. Now, what if I wanted to change that? Once again, you'll see it's in 16ths. Look how cool that is. But I want to go in 64ths, so now I hold it. 33, 17, 30 seconds, 35 64ths. What the heck, I'll do that. Now, the angle, I'm not going there. That's in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. No? Wait for it, Vinny. There's no such thing as metric angles. Okay, okay, never mind. So you can put it in, my brain nowadays does not work in imperial, it works in metric. So thank you for being patient with me. And I'm just gonna take it back, and I'm back. So I have it at 39.3. It'll go all the way up to 48 millimeter, which is just a little bit under 2 inches. It's actually, I have it written over there. It's 1 inch and 57 64ths. Whoop, whoop. And at 45, if I tilt it to 45, you will cut 1 inch and 11 30 or 34 millimeter. Okay, that's right out of the manual. Next, what else do I have in here? Let me grab this, because I got to put it all away in a few minutes. Set that right here. Let's do a cross cut. And we need to get what is known as a miter gauge. All right? Remember I said park. There's a P there, there's a P there, and there's a P right here. Okay, and there's a reason, because that's how it goes back in the Sustainer, and I'll show you that later. Now, one of the things, and Chris, you behave, because Chris cut a fence recently. Okay, yes, he did. We were shooting a video, and he cut a fence. Okay. Oh, you think that's funny? Okay.
I do.
Yes, I think everybody knows what that green tab is for. It has a sliding table. We'll talk about this next week. This is how you change the blade, and I'll step through the menu with you. But one of the things you have to do, and this is why I use it as a quick reference, but that is the 1.8 millimeter thick line. That is the curve of your blade. The center of that is actually the center of it. So your lineup of cross-cutting, I don't want to say is effortless, but it basically is. Okay? One thing I always do, and I try to teach Chris this. The unit, okay, is make sure that this is out of the way. 2 reasons. You could hit the guard, but you don't want to cut it. And I'm going to cut a quick angle on this. Now, there's something I talked about a couple minutes ago. I didn't talk about it. Is right here. This is how you lock the miter gauge in. I don't know if we can get this, but there's a little tab right here that when I take this, it comes out. and that locks the miter gauge in. So you can do a variety of trick cuts. I call them trick cuts, but difficult cuts with this. I was surprised at this because I've always calibrated my miter gauges. These angles out of the box are dead on. They were great, okay? But once again, at Festool, we have all kinds of ways of tweaking and calibrating, and we have some screws here. Everything's in the owner's manual, and over the fall, I will go into more calibration videos as well with the CSC. I was talking to Rick, and he was saying, said you could probably talk about the sustainer saw now until the end of the year, every single Festool Live. But we have so many other cool tools I want to show everybody. We have the entire fall booked up right now. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, concentrate, Sedge. All right. Now, this, for me, I think is one of the slickest points on this saw. And it will, and I always see in our advertising, our promotions, it's a very accurate saw. I think it's it takes a lot of you out of the mix. Okay, so hear me out so I can cover this with you. I have a slider here, right? And if I take this and go like this at 90 to make a cross cut, okay? Big deal. I don't have to clamp it, right? I could hold it like this. It's good to clamp it, but what if I take it at an angle? I'm gonna cut a 22.5 here. What if I have to do a layout? I could put a line here and look, bring it right to the edge there and compensate for the curve. I could do all kinds of things with that line. But one of the things that happens, and remember way back when I did the first Capex Festool Live, I talked about cutting miters and how to cut an accurate miter. You have to take you out of it, because at 90, it's no problem. The physics are holding it up against the fence. But if I take it to an angle, it wants to what? Push it. So what's really nice about this system is, yeah, I don't want to say it's in there, but it is. And anybody who's used to having Festool in their shops or on the job site or wherever they're working knows that it's a system and it's very well thought out. Okay, so when somebody sees a groove in something like this, yes, 9 out of 10 times, guess what it does? It takes the clamp. So I have taken me out of the mix. See that? And I'm gonna make this cut. Look how easy this is. It's no longer what we call a push cut. It's a very accurate cross cut, and what I really like about this is it stops in what? About 2 seconds. Get the point? Whoop, 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 whoop. Wow. Okay, now, there's no feel-o-vision, okay? But you want to talk about a sweet cut on this. And next week, yes, I will be changing a blade and we'll be doing really thick rips with this. I got some walnut just for that at 48 millimeter, and you'll see the quality of cut. My friend Jason just did a cutting board I saw on Instagram, and he was showing the quality of cut on his CSC Sys 50, this saw. Okay, deep breath, Sedge. All right. So, rip fence, cross-cut fence, or miter gauge, the slider. I mean, everybody, hey, everybody who's out there at the watch party in Dayton, go up and feel that, how smooth that is, that slider. Hopefully you're showing them, Travis, because this is one of the smoothest sliders I've ever seen. I have one at home. I've had experience with them. Because I have a CS70 with a sliding table. That's an older Festool saw that's available still in Europe, I believe. Okay, once again, I go like this, it locks it in. I take the miter gauge out. Okay, now, here's why I'm telling you, P to P, pack to pack. I'm gonna take it like this and line it up. Okay, this allows me to put everything back in the sustainer. See the other P? Okay, now, I'm covering this. I'm gonna see where I put it. Where'd I put my little sticker where I wouldn't miss it? that I thought I had it over here. I had it on the board, the sticker.
What sticker? I didn't have any sticker.
Okay, because, all right, what'd I do with the sticker? Did I put it over here? Okay, never mind. I have, your saw comes with a point of sale sticker on it. Okay, I took it off. There is a QR code on there. There is a quick user's guide to it. I went and watched them. They're produced in Germany. They're fantastic. Frank does such a great job with these. Quick videos. And guess what? The video's 2 minutes. Some are 30 seconds. There's 4 or 5 of them. It'll bring you all up to speed. Okay? So if I've made this complicated, I apologize. It is not. There's a user guide on here. I've told you that. I'm gonna start putting some things away. Oopsie. You know what I gotta do, Chris? I gotta put this on pack. Oh. So I gotta do like this. I'm gonna pack it up so you guys can see it. I'll go back in there. I'm gonna take this off. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back on so I can bring it back over so everybody can see this. Nothing is difficult on this. I'm gonna bring it back in park, because what do I gotta do? I gotta grab this, and I gotta take my guard off, and I'm gonna take it like this, take it out. I can leave it at 30 millimeters in height to put what? The lid back on. Whew. So I'm gonna get this out of the way. Now, I've probably forgotten half the things I wanted to teach you today, but guess what? I get tomorrow in future episodes. So let's get this all put away. I got this all in park. Boy, did I fumble with this for a while. You don't have to. See this? The bag snaps in, okay? I didn't take that out. See this? It goes under and locks in. Make sure you hear the click. Just like the riving knife I put away already. There's a click. I always tighten that. You have blade storage here. This one, because I've been messing with the fence, see the P? I'm gonna bring the P, oopsie, back here, just like this, and line it up. Now this is the one that troubled me for a while until I did it several times and I realized I have this groove right here, and hopefully we can cover this. But there's a little bitty piece of plastic right there, see it? So this is how it lines up. I'm gonna put it in here just like this and set it down, and listen. There's the click. It locks in with those green tabs. Next, where's the guard? I got the guard right here. Once again, a little piece of plastic. It goes in here like this, and click. Now, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to turn it off. Yes, I will tell you, and I'll finally admit it, the saw was at least off, but these traveled from LA, Los Angeles to Austin. I was wondering where my batteries were. They were right on board. Okay, and yes, you could leave them on. I always suggest take them off. Right here, make sure we can get in here, Chris. There's 2 little tabs here. You just push them up and it locks in. Simple, simple, good. I'm gonna take this, and remember, the T-lock is always in the front. This is where I always go, okay, I got everything locked in, nothing falling out. And there you go. It locks in, and there's your sustainer saw. Now, you might have noticed that I did not leave the saw on there when I was setting it up. And there's a reason I do that. I don't want that weight of it as I'm pulling it. I don't want to leave the saw on there and go like this, because I want to make sure that the legs stay stout. Okay, now I'm going to take it like this and get the strap out of there. Make sure when you have the strap, it's fed through here, and it goes around like this through there. I'm going to take it up like this. That's all it takes. And you can see those little tabs that I had pushed out. It gives it stability. All of it is non-marring. I'm just going to take this here, put that on there like that, get my batteries back in here into my energy set. Oh, Guess where the sticker is? Under my energy set. Look, there's your QR code for the quick guide for the CSC sys. Guess what? I was reading the owner's manual. I finally went, wait a minute. I looked at the sticker, I QR coded and watched my buddy Frank. He does such a great job with videos over in Germany. Okay, you grab the strap, put it on, get your strap on right here. It has the world's greatest power tool company. Whoop, 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 whoop. And it's pretty simple. Just feed it through, and you are back going portable. Just feed it through like this. You know what? I always, guys, I don't know what it is. How about you at home? I always fumble getting straps on like this. There we go. Just feed it through. And once I get it through, usually it's always twisted, right? Am I right? Yeah, right. Always right. These guys know me, and there you go. And that, my friends, answers the question, what's in the box? Would you have believed it until you see it? Nope. I could not believe it. We have the world's greatest engineers, the world's best working at Festool. Okay, that's a shout out to engineering. All right, good. Everybody good?
You're not wrong.
I'm not incorrect.
You are not incorrect.
I'm not incorrect there, side by each. Okay, good. Hey, could you believe, I just looked up at the clock. I haven't done a Festool live like this in a long time. It's usually about a half hour, right, Min?
Yep.
So think about this. I haven't even broken the dam yet. There is so much to teach everybody on this. I can't wait. I have been waiting forever to do this, almost a year now. So thank you for your patience today. Okay, I'll probably say it 100 more times, but guess what I gotta do? And wow, look at all the names. How's that side look, Min? Good?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if I got the energy today. I always have the energy. We have Doug from, oh my God, it's going on. The Indiana State Fair. Hey, Doug from the Indiana State Fair.
It's the day for it.
Did that just start?
2 weeks ago, yeah. We're about halfway through.
You gotta be kidding me.
It ends Sunday. I think.
It ends this Sunday? Really? I have no clue. I have been so lost. Okay. Wait a minute, I've always been lost. Okay, we have Ray from Pensacola, Florida. We have Joe from Waseca, Illinois. Chris from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Mike M from Austin, Texas. That's my buddy. Hey, I'll be back there in October. We have Chris from Malta. Man, I just saw a great news feed from Malta. It was awesome. Dale from Swaddlincote, England. Mike from Perth, Australia. Must be about 1 o'clock there. Matt from Tinley Park, Illinois. How was the race, Matt? All right, we have Ed from the Big Island. Hey, Ed from the Big Island. Hearts go out to everybody. All the news feeds coming in from Maui. Our hearts go out to all those families out there. Rob from Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Rob from South Devon, England. Mark S. from Woodcraft, Springfield, Virginia. Andrew from Toledo, Ohio. John, ooh, this is a good one. Tickfaw, Louisiana. Harry, that's a great name, from Long Island, New York. Jason from Fenton, Michigan. Rick from sunny Blackpool, UK. Swimpa from Holmsted, Sweden. Johnny Rocket from Gales Creek, Oregon. Jason and Yana, how you guys doing? From Granite Falls, Washington. Right next to them, we have Tom and Kelly from Eatonton, Georgia. We have Dirk. It's him. I know it's him. It's Dirk from Dayton. How are ya? Give Travis a hit for me. Mark from Anaheim, California. Steve from Boston. There's with the boys. How you doing, brother? Carlos from Erie, Colorado. Engineer Mike from New Hyde Park, New York. We have Camino Woodworks from Fort Collins, Colorado. My main man, Oliver from Southern Cal. Jeff from Clarksburg, Maryland. Keith from Bozeman, Montana. Mark from Krimpen aan de Lek, the Netherlands. Brent from Louisville, Kentucky. Blake Wibber from Novato, California. It's him. Whoa, Johnny O from Atco, New Jersey. We were singing that earlier, Johnny O. Hey, you mean a lot to us. Merlin from Walla Walla, Washington. Dana from Yalcott, Washington. Pocono Joe from Lakeville, Pennsylvania. Johnny Ringo from Searsport, Maine. Minnie, ever been to Searsport?
No.
Wicked. We have Peter Halley from Virginia. Peter, how are you? It's been a few years. Michael from Edmonton, Alberta. Jacob from Rhode Island. Next, Chris, be careful of that dry erase.
I will.
Okay, I worry about you. Okay, we have Ruben from Centurion, South Africa. Ruben, are you new? I think you are. Dave from Flossmoor, Illinois. Marianne goes, it's Illinois. I go, I know, honey. Okay, we have Michelle from Paris, France. Jason from Puyallup, Washington. Aaron. I know you, Aaron. You're Geller Woodworking from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Dominic from sunny Scotland. Gerald from Darita, not Los Angeles, Louisiana. Chad Colton from South Whitley, Indiana. Steve Wesley. Hey, Wes, how are you, buddy, from Canada? He's our trainer up there in Canada. Mr. Vesling, a wicked cool guy. We have Spenceley Design. Eric, how are you? From Columbus, Ohio. We have Michael from Puyallup, Washington. Derek. You know who that is?
Who's that?
Drew, I know it's you. He put Derek from Las Vegas because he knows I'm a Raider fan. Drew. I'll be talking with you next week, my friend. Paul from Reading, Berkshire, UK. Sam from Charlottesville, Virginia. Joe, our buddy Joe from Akron, Ohio. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Apo from Finland. Soren from Denmark. Stephanie from Woodcraft, Dayton. How you doing, Stephanie? Hey, you know who Stephanie is?
Who's that?
That's Dirk's wife.
Right.
From Dayton. Woo! Okay. Keep an eye on him, Stephanie. Okay, Peter B. from Taunton, Mass. Petri from Jolarvi, Finland. Nat from Newark, Ohio. B. Double Dizzle from Bentonville, Arkansas. Norman from Los Angeles. The other Warren from Caldwell, Ohio. Caldwell, Ohio. We have Warped Woodsman, Portland, Oregon. How you doing, Johnson? Florida Floyd. Terry, Chris, and Cody. Dave, and Gwen. We all know Gwen. She's from West Virginia. Hi, Gwen. We have Dan from Whitestone, New York. Des from Harrogate, England. You think I got an accent? You should talk to Gwen. Alex from York, Nebraska. Joey from Texas Spears with the Boys. Gary, how you doing, Mr. Furnace? Warren from Batavia, Ohio. Johnny M. from Memphis, Tennessee. Kenneth from Oak Park, Illinois. Peter from Fort Worth, Texas. Chris from Antwerp, Belgium. That's the second time today I have seen Antwerp. Cool. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Daniel from Barretwil, Switzerland. Dan from Kingman, Arizona. David from Israel. Giev from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Brian from Mommy. Yep. Okay. Okay. I already did B Double Dizzle. Chris, be careful. Oh my.
Did he make it twice, Peter?
Wow, Minnie. Wow. Carl from Dallas. Jim B. from Green Bay, California. D. Hey, that's a big D. It is. Look, it's a big D. Look, it's a big D. From Georgetown, Texas. Adrian from Cork, Ireland. Andrew from Isle of Wight. Wow, a lot of international today. Tony from Staten Island, New York. Speaking of international. Johnny from Hoffman Estates, Illinois. It's Alma. Hey. Alma's on. Oh, shout out to Alma. Pink Soul Studios. Mike from Remsen, Iowa. Walter from Ecuador. Radoslav from Pozdrowinia Z Poland, Polsk. Hopefully I get it right. You don't have to worry about tripping, Chris. Okay. We have Broken what? Broken Lead Woodworks from Raleigh, North Carolina. That's a good name. We have DXBX from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Is that Wisconsin? Yes. Stefan from Bellevue, Nebraska. Aronzo from Mississauga, Ontario. Jeff from Bloomington, Indiana. IU starts next week. Larry from New Bean, North Carolina. Max M from Germany. Ed M from Westchester. Ben and Betty from Betty's Bay, South Africa. They're with us a lot. Greg from Holyport, UK. 284, Randy, Moreland, Georgia. I guess 284. How you doing, 284, Randy? From Orland, Georgia. John from Memphis, Tennessee. Welch Rabbit! Welch Rabbit's here. How are you? We have Eli from Bolton, Connecticut. Eris and Dino from Dublin, Ireland. I want to go back, baby. We have Ed from Elk Woodworking. Frank from Downers Grove, Illinois. Vincenzo. Oh, I know who that is. Marcantino. Vinny, how are you? From Ottawa, Ontario. That's my buddy Vinny. I've never been able to pronounce your last name, Vinny. I love you. Adam from Union, Maine. Pinch, that's a good name, from Connersville, Indiana. That's a good name, Pinch. Okay, Candace G. Blake from La Mesa, California. Hard to name, from Atlanta, Georgia. I love that. George from Tallinn, Estonia. Chris from Vergennes, Vermont. Carl from Drummondville, Quebec. Robbie Juan Kenobi, baby, from Corner, Texas. Wood TV from Indy, Southside. What's that? Wood, Indy, Southside. Woo.
Woody TV.
Oh, Woody TV from Indy, Southside. Salim from Federal Way, Washington. Ant, our main man, Ant. I met him at Cerritos College. Great person. Matt from Michigan City, Indiana. Minnie, am I still going? You got more? Woo, this is awesome. Okay, James from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Tom with an H from Reddington, Indiana. Andy from Carmel, Indiana.
Did we miss Anthony on the
I don't know, but I'll say it again. It's Anthony.
Candace is from Los Angeles. This is new from her, I think.
Who?
Candace from Los Angeles.
Candace from Los Angeles. How are you, Candace? We have Anthony S. from where? Staten Island, New York.
There you go.
It's one of the boroughs. Did you know that? Staten Island's a borough.
There you go.
I think. I may be wrong. Okay. Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. We have to look up afterwards.
Yep.
I think there's 5 boroughs. 5 boroughs of New York. Okay. Okay. Thank you. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it wasn't too much. Hopefully it wasn't too little for you. Next week I'm gonna do a deep dive on the digital readout. I want to show you how to calibrate height. Change a blade. We'll do that. We'll change a blade, then calibrate height. And I want to show you the angle, because what's the biggest pain in the patoot on any table saw is trusting that gauge as you set the angle in the table saw. Here, it's always perfect. And I'll show you how. Okay, everybody. That has been a very long Festool Live. This is episode, does anybody know? I didn't call it out. 147. So, my goodness gracious, can you believe we're going to be at 150 in 2 of them? Can you imagine? See how I did that addition?
Hey, Anthony confirmed it is a borough.
It is a borough, isn't it? Staten Island is a borough. And then there's Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, right?
And
Staten Island, and what's that?
Francis from Belcherville, Ontario.
Francis from Belgerville, Ontario. Quebec.
My bad.
Yeah. There's a big difference. Those provinces. Can anybody name all the Canadian provinces? Hey, tune in next week and Minnie will. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We love you. That's our episode wrap right there, babe.